I had never been to treatment before, so I really didn't know what to expect, but I knew that I needed help, and I had some amazing people in my life that recommended I go. When you arrive, you're there for a reason, and they know that you need help. And you know, obviously, that you need help. I didn't know what to expect, so they're supportive every step of the way. When you never felt alone. Never felt alone. The clinical programming is really intense. You spend some time doing intake. They get like a history, where you've been from, really kind of get an idea of who you are and what's going on. There's a bunch of modalities that they use. EMDR, group EMDR, DBT, you learn all these things so that when you go home you can actually use them in your life. They feed you a lot all the time, so that's just a small part of it. So we did yoga and we went on adventures. I actually did a ropes course and I was terrified, and all of my housemates, most of them were first responders and veterans, and I was literally hugging the pole, and they actually got me to finish the course. We were in clinical during the day, but when everybody went home, the clinicians went home, we all had each other. So we had to work out our stuff with each other using the tools that we were learning during the day. After I went through it, I realized that there was nothing like that, like nothing. There was so much in there that I didn't even know. And I think that's how it works. I mean, if you know if you know what you need to work through, that's great, and you can do that. But I didn't know where this was coming from, and so I learned through treatment where it was coming from, how to deal with it when it happened, how to reframe it and reprocess it, and I've actually used the tools that I learned when I've gotten back home. You know, trauma is so individual for everyone, and that really opened my eyes when I got there, because I was with a lot of first responders and veterans, and I always associated PTSD with that group of people. And what I learned is that trauma is individual. So it really is about recognizing and listening and being honest with yourself. Like, don't pretend you're okay, you know, and if you're not okay, it's okay to not be okay, and that there's places that you can go to get help. I always had this idea of who I was and what I was supposed to do, and I just needed to work harder and do more, and if I did that and volunteered more and helped more people, and if I did that, then I would be good enough. And what I learned through the process at Deer Hollow is I am enough just as I am. I'm just really grateful, because Deer Hollow saved my life. Like, literally gave my life back.